Hello and welcome to Together San Diego. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Paola Hernandez Jayo from the San Diego Union-Tribune. Our guest today is Bob Dalton, founder and CEO of Sackcloth and Ashes, a mission-driven company that donates a blanket to a homeless shelter for each blanket purchased. Bob will share his story with us, the company's mission, and their campaign to donate 1 million blankets to homeless shelters. I heard Bob speak at an event recently, and it was so inspirational. I knew that I wanted to have him on the show so he can share his mission with our viewers. Thank you very much, Bob, for being with us. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Of course, tell us about your company. First, tell us your story, though. It's an amazing story.
Yeah, so right out of high school, I started doing nonprofit work and did that for about 5 years, working with youth in my community. And then at 24 years old, I was trying to figure out kind of next steps, what I was going to do next. And during that same time period, my mom went through a series of events where she found herself living on the streets. And that completely changed my paradigm of how I view and understand homelessness. I was the guy that would drive by people on the street and whisper under my breath, go get a job. And because my mom ended up in that situation, she's the hardest working person that I know. So it destroyed a lot of the bias that I had toward the homeless community. And it inspired me to do something about the problem. And so I started calling homeless shelters in my area to ask what they needed, and they all said blankets. And I came up with the idea that for every blanket that I sell, I'll donate a blanket to a homeless shelter, and specifically a homeless shelter in that person's area. I wanted to take the one for one model that Tom's pioneered and localize it. So if you buy a blanket in San Diego, we donate a blanket to a homeless shelter in San Diego.
So, through your efforts, Bob, you've been able to help shelters across the country. Also, I wanted you to share a little bit about the story. I mean, I've read your story and I've heard it as well. How you just one day decided, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now. And you literally went to a store to buy material, and you went home and you told your wife that this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, from the moment that I was like, all right, I'm launching a blanket company. From there, I did what most people do when they're starting a blanket company. I drove down to Joann's Fabric and bought a sewing machine and try to learn how to sew. Realized that I'm really horrible at sewing, and therefore found a lady in my community who could sew. And I just started putting blankets in my trunk and started selling them uh, to smaller shops, like mom and pop shops. Got into about 20 shops out of about 200. Launched a website, put up the shops onto the website, made it look like I knew what I was doing. And on June 1st, 2014, I launched the website. And from there, really knew nothing about business. I have no college degree. And my only business strategy was to post on Instagram once a day. And so I started doing that. And about 5 months into it, Instagram emailed me and they're like, Bob, we love your story. We love what you're doing. We want to feature you on Instagram's Instagram account, which I didn't even know Instagram had an Instagram account. And I looked it up. They had 42 million followers. So Instagram decided to post about my company the day before Black Friday in 2014. And so it went out to 42 million people. It got exposed to a ton of people from around the world. And from there, the brand started to scale and grow via social media. And by 2018, we had about 1 million people following our brand across all of our channels. And that's when we decided to launch our campaign to blanket the United States, which has a goal of donating 1 million blankets to homeless shelters by 2024.
Tell us how this campaign works. Blanket the United States. I know it's a very ambitious mission, and I congratulate you and your team for taking this on. Tell us how we can help as consumers as well.
Yeah, the whole kind of mission and goal never changed in that we donate a blanket for each blanket purchased. But what Blanket the United States campaign did was it allowed us to start working with companies that want to give blankets as gifts to their employees or their customers. So right out the gate, we partnered with Subaru, Capital Subaru in Oregon. They bought 2,500 blankets. Every Subaru that they sell, they gave a blanket as a gift, and we donated 2,500 blankets to homeless shelters in Oregon. Right after that, a company bought 5,000, then a company bought 10,000. And so we recently just partnered with a few national brands, one of them being KB Homes. Every home they build in the United States, they give a blanket as a gift. And we're able to donate over 15,000 blankets in partnership with them to homeless shelters in the US. We've partnered with Churchill Mortgage. Every mortgage that they do in the States, they give a blanket as a gift. Um, and then we just recently launched all of the blankets in REI across the country. And so forming national partnerships with these companies and on a local level has allowed us to really move forward strongly in this campaign. And so the way people can get involved is buy a blanket. We'll send a blanket down the street from where you live to a homeless shelter or program in your city. And if you're a company or a business owner that is interested in giving blankets as gifts to your employees or customers, uh, not only will you give a quality gift, but you'll make a difference on a local level.
I was thinking about the holidays that are coming up. I think this would be something wonderful for the holidays. Buy a blanket either for yourself or to give as a gift, and let the person know, look, this gift is also giving a blanket to a homeless shelter. Tell us how they can purchase the blankets, where they can find them, and also about the box that they come in. That's also a very special story.
Yeah, so we sell the blankets on our website, sackclothandashes.com. We sell the blankets in every REI, like I mentioned, and then we sell the blankets in every Cost Plus World Market around the country. Um, the blankets themselves, and what makes a lot of our partnerships unique, is they come in a box, and I'll actually show you the box. Um, with Sackcloth's logo. And if we partner with the company's logo goes on the box over a certain quantity. We have Blanket the United States on the front. When you open it up, there's a map of the United States that shows you different shelters that we give to across the states. And on the inside bottom, it says, take it a step further, place the following items in this box and donate to your local homeless shelter. And it says like snacks, socks, hand sanitizer, bandages, toiletries. And this was our kind of way of allowing people to not just buy a blanket and we'll donate a blanket on their behalf, but it's an opportunity for them to really figure out where they're at with this whole thing. My team debated for a while, like, should we have a hashtag and be able to track all these boxes? And we decided not to, because once you receive your blanket, you pull the blanket out of the box, I wanted people to be kind of faced with like, man, where am I at with this whole thing? And you could fill the box up and donate it and nobody's going to know, and you could not fill the box up and nobody's going to know. But this was a way for us to reuse our packaging and create kind of some purpose with our packaging. And it was a way for us to really help with a lot of what people are sorting through and give people a practical way to help the homeless community without the age-old debate on whether we should give them money on the streets or not. And I had a lady share with me yesterday that she's like, Bob, just the packaging and the blanket and everything has allowed me to look at homeless differently. And so a big part of what I feel like we're doing as a brand is helping shift.
Well, I think Bob froze there for a second. We're going to try to get him back. Let's see, Bob. There, are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yes, you froze for a second. Let's talk a little bit about the future of giving and how you see that. I know you're spreading also the message now. You do a lot of speaking engagements and you share your message in the community as well.
Yeah, the future of giving, I believe, really comes down to it's got to be done locally. I believe the future of giving is local. I think that when you're dealing with a lot of these large societal problems, it seems overwhelming. Like these are massive problems, and it doesn't seem like there's a clear way to help. We know they exist, but when you're dealing with like the environmental problem, the only thing that you can do is choose paper bags at the grocery store. There's not a lot of involvement or really a clear path for people to participate. And it's similar with homelessness. There's not a clear way for people to jump in and participate. If we're going to tackle these large problems, they have to be done on a local level, and they have to be done in highlighting and supporting local solutions. And so if you want to do something practical to help in some of these larger societal problems, find nonprofit organizations, grassroots work, and individuals that are doing good community work and join them. And I've had the privilege to travel around the United States and get a front row seat at some of the best work that's being done in helping the homeless problem. And there's an incredible amount of work that's being done. And I want to encourage people to get involved on a local level.
Thank you very much, Bob. Thank you for the work that you and your team are doing in the community. The company is Sackcloth and Ashes. You can purchase one of these at sackclothandashes.com. I also want to mention I was on the website yesterday. I saw that you also have blankets for children. I saw that you're also partnering with nonprofit organizations. You even partnered with some celebrities to help in our community. Thank you very much, Bob, for being with us today. And thank you for helping the homeless and shelters in our country, not only here in San Diego. I know you're here in San Diego with your family, but thank you for supporting. And I want to thank all of you for watching today. If you would like to watch more episodes of Together San Diego, you can go to san diego uniontribune.com/together SD live. And if you would like to watch more of our live streams, you can go to san diego uniontribune.com/UT today. Thank you very much, Bob. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you all very much for watching. This concludes our episode of Together San Diego. Have a wonderful day.
News is more important today than ever before.
I'm currently outside Otay Mesa Detention Center.
I'm about to get a report at Sharp.
Out at Sunset Cliffs.
COVID testing site.
We live for these times when we're able to bring the news into the homes of people who need it the most.
I thank all of you for supporting our work.
When you subscribe to the paper, you're telling us that you believe in what we do.